Wow, you guys, wow. I just watched the Light No Fire trailer. This was a new game that was announced at the Game Awards from the developers behind No Man's Sky. Now, I have never played No Man's Sky, but if you followed the development of that game, this was a game that was known for promising a lot, and at launch it didn't really deliver on that. But over time, through updates, free updates, I've heard that it's actually a pretty good game now. So this trailer, I don't know that anyone knew about it going into the Game Awards. I certainly hadn't heard about it. But now it seems like we're going to get Hello Games' take on a fantasy world. Now this was only a 2-minute trailer, and I had to slow it down to about 0.25x speed. I watched the whole thing at 0.25 speed because there are a number of moments in the trailer where they throw these quick scenes on and they kind of pop up in rapid succession. You miss what's happening there unless you slow it down. So we're going to watch this trailer together now, guys, and I'm going to point out I've got a full page of notes here in front of me. We're going to take a look at all of this because, man, I'm trying not to let the hype get too high. We still don't know release date or anything like that, but this game is looking very, very impressive. All right, guys, we got the headphones on. We've got this in the maximum quality possible. And before we even hit play on this, you can see that there are 4 different styles of characters here. You have one with kind of long white hair pulled back. You've got one with looks like brown hair, and then this kind of horned, I don't know if it's a mask or if it's just a helmet. Then we have more of a ranger type here with a hood. 3 of them, you can see this one here, here, and here, they all have bow and arrows. This guy, it looks like maybe potentially, is that 2 swords there? Or is that just part of the backpack? And then over here we have a rabbit character. And then just this view. I mean, I could have picked just about any shot from this trailer for the thumbnail because that's how good this game looks. A multiplayer Earth. So it is going to be multiplayer. And then you see right here, a procedural Earth. So my hope with this is that they're taking everything they learned from No Man's Sky and trying to procedurally generate an entire galaxy. And they're taking the positives that they learned, what they did well from that, and they're putting them into this game, which is just one planet. I say just one planet because from everything I've read and heard, they're trying to make it to scale of like our actual Earth, which is insane. Now, this part's really interesting right here. You might think, oh, we just have a couple of skeleton enemies walking forward here, but look at this. We've got 2 skeleton kids here. So are we going to be seeing skeletons with families? I mean, is the skeleton even the bad guy here? Is he just trying to raise his 2 kids in peace? I have so many questions. It looks like they're making their way up here to this kind of ruined area. Also, this sort of yellowish smoke over here on the left. I don't know if that's some kind of poisonous gas or something, but that definitely caught my eye as well. All right, and then at this shot right here, I mean, I don't even know what to call this. A Death Star? That was my first thought, even though this is more of a fantasy Earth. This is supposed to be ancient, some ancient-looking structure here. And then this guy over here on the left, you can see he has kind of this glowing blue sword, a bulkier character this time. And then don't miss this guy over here. We've got a short one here, and then we have sort of these hooded items again. You've got like the antlers here, and then this one with the horns. So it seems like there's going to be so much variety, not only in the world around us, but the characters that you can actually play as. And because it's multiplayer, it's the possibilities, man. Again, I'm trying to keep my hype in check, but this is a game that I could see myself spending a lot of time in. Okay, then we get the underwater. All footage in-game multiplayer. Now notice in the bottom left corner over there, that little indicator, I don't know what everything means yet, but I'm pretty sure we've got a temperature gauge. And right there, you see when they shifted from water to land, this right here, this little icon here, we'll go back just so you can see it here. So right here, it has kind of like this fish icon. And then the moment they pop up out of the water, it switches over to this leaf icon. So I'm pretty sure that's just an indication of the different biome that you're in. And then right here, This little gauge, it's hard for me to get it just right there, but the little circular part of the gauge, I'm pretty sure that that has something to do with temperature, because you see right here, there's not as much of it. There's not much orange there. And then watch, as soon as we pop up out of the water here, you're gonna see it jump up instantly. Okay, right, that shot right there, that is where the 0.25x speed really comes in handy. We have to slow it down. We have to watch this together because there is so much going on in just those few shots that kind of pop up in rapid succession there. So first of all, over here on the right, we have a dragon, and then we have a big one that's gonna fly right overhead. But while you're distracted by the dragon, don't miss, look at this, right in here. We have some sort of creature that just goes darting by. I don't even know what to call this creature. Maybe it exists in our real world, maybe it doesn't, and I've just never seen it or I'm not familiar with it. But we see one of these little guys go darting across here, and then we're about to get to the moment when they sort of flash between 3 to 4 scenes very quickly. Right there is the first one. So we have just this floating cube here in the air, and then this might be the part that gets me the most excited about this trailer. I've always loved using magic in games. Surprise, surprise, right? This character right here, he's got the hood, he's got the cape and everything. He's holding the staff, and we can see this kind of crystal, which looks very similar to that crystal from before that we saw on the back of the guy. It was like a sword. This one we can see right here in the staff. So you already know we're going to be able to cast magic with that. And this one looks just otherworldly right here. This looks like it is from a completely different planet, but we know it's all taking place on the same planet here. And then we also have this little flag right here. So I wonder if that could be an indication of once you discover a territory, you can like put the flag down and then maybe fast travel. Then the very next shot, we get this one right here, gliders confirmed. So in this trailer, we see multiple types of rideable mounts. We see these gliders, we see underwater, and then we see all these different items that our character is going to be able to carry, like the bow and arrow, like the sword, like the staff. This right here, man, it almost seems like they're taking Breath of the Wild meets Skyrim meets No Man's Sky, which, oh my goodness, dude, sign me up for that. And we're only 30 seconds in, man. We are only 30 seconds into this trailer. And then this next shot right here, man, another one of my favorite ones in the entire trailer, mainly because it shows off just the sheer variety of potential things that we could encounter in this world. While the beautiful shots of the greenery and the water and the clouds all look great, this does a great job of showing you the other side of that. I mean, this looks bleak right here. We've got the rain coming down. I'm not sure if that's flashing from a storm, maybe lightning, and then just the vegetation here, everything looks dead. And then we have these birds, just massive birds that are mountable. So it's one thing to have dragons that are mountable in a game, which is a very, typical thing. We've seen that before in mini games. But here we're going to be able to mount these birds that are larger than our character. And then over here, look at this guy. I mean, I assume that this is also a type of character that we'll be able to choose. It's like, how many different races, how many different types of creatures are going to be playable in this game? And then moving on here, again, I told you guys, you could literally freeze it at just about any frame of this trailer and get something absolutely gorgeous. In this shot here, we've got the character right here running, and then we also have a smaller character, possibly a dwarf of some kind, over here on the right. This shot right here showing us a little bit about the building in the game. I'm not sure what's going on with this guy up here. Is he just floating in midair right there? Let's take a look. Oh wait, he jumped off. I watched this at 0.25x speed and completely missed that. There he is right there. And then he just goes and jumps off with his glider. Oh man, that's so good. But this shot right here, we can see this guy kind of chopping down the tree here. Another look at the completely different races. I mean, we're going to have so many different races, it seems like, in this game that are humanoid, I guess, to a degree. He's carrying the wood here. Then we've got some building going on right here. And right here, I mean, does that say home? You guys think that says home? It does right there, but then as we get a little bit closer, see if we can freeze it again. H-O-M... Maybe that's an E. I'm not sure. You can see that building right there. And then look, another bird. Completely different style of bird. So this one, very different than the one we just saw in the previous shot. All right, there we go with another several different scenes, back to back to back, rapid succession. Let's back up and watch those. Another huge dragon. He's got the giant barbed tail right here. You can see a little boat here in the distance, and then another one here, and then another one very, very close to us. Take another look at this character right here. Is that a skunk? A raccoon? Just the sheer amount of types of different characters that we're going to be able to play as is staggering. I mean, even from this trailer, again, I'm trying to hold the hype in. We've seen this before with Hello Games. You know, they make big promises, but fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed that they've learned. Oh, and I didn't see, even me going back now and watching, I'm catching more things I didn't notice. We got 2 more ships over here. This character right here, again, you see a lot of characters walking around with this pack, so I assume that's going to be a key part of the game is this pack that we carry around. We can see these ranger-type characters, so we've got the little hood here, bow and arrow, and it seems that they are hunting these boar-like animals down here. But we also, in addition to these 2 up here, you've got the 2 right here, we've got 1 here, so it looks like they're all kind of working together to hunt these boar. All right, this next shot, we have this giant crab-like enemy. You can see kind of these reddish pink eyes here. The flaming sword. Don't miss the flaming sword. Now, my question is that just the type of sword that is, or is this some sort of buff that we put on the sword and so it's temporarily lit on fire? I have so many questions. Also, don't miss the smaller crab-like enemies that we have walking around here as well. This one, this shot right here, it just happens so quickly. So if you don't slow it down, you'll totally miss it. Again, we're getting a look at the different types of mounts here. So I'm just going to call this one a dragon. That looks most like a dragon to me. Then we have the bird. And this one right here in the middle, let's let it play for a little bit here. So kind of just a different style of dragon, it seems like to me. Now, when we hop on, I want you to look in the bottom right corner. See how that bow and arrow shows up? So my guess is that means we're going to be able to do aerial combat. I can't think of any other reason that that would be displayed there. Now, these shots that we see in rapid succession here aren't quite as detailed as some of the other ones, but I do think they show you a good look at the sheer variety. And I've said sheer variety a lot in this, but I just keep coming back to that. Right here, though, you do get a look at a different style of dragon. We also have the weather effects going on. Right here, we get a look at the bird. Again, we can see the difference in our character. It looks like they're dressed more for a winter environment, something much colder. But look at that, man. Just look at that shot. We have all this green area here, and then at the tip top of this mountain, you've got the snow-capped area right there. And, I mean, from Hello Games, you know you're going to be able to go and explore that. You know you're going to be able to land this anywhere you want and just, oh, man. I seriously cannot wait to explore this. Then you can see right here, they have like this kind of brazier that's been lit there. Some type of beacon. And unfortunately, it cuts away before we can get a closer look at this little area right here. I mean, this is kind of a smaller outpost. I don't know, maybe it's some kind of checkpoint. You could see the little orb up here that's glowing green. It almost looks too small for our dragon to even land there, but maybe it's kind of that depth perception thing. Maybe as we get closer, it's a little bit larger. Maybe this is kind of a landing area over here. That immediately cuts into this shot right here where we can get a look again at the rain. And this is a nighttime environment. You've got the torch here. Notice the icon over in the bottom right changes. I guess this is whatever you have kind of equipped in your primary hand at the time. So earlier when we were flying on the dragon, you saw it was the bow and arrow. Here we can see that it's the torch. And I love this guy over here. He's just standing by the fire. Standing by the fire, holding out his hands to get warm. And then right here, look at this large structure. It lights up. And then right in here, you can definitely see that this looks to be the direction that they're going. So I don't know if this is some sort of base that they've already set up, or if this is something that they're getting ready to go and explore, some type of dungeon. But I am certainly interested in whatever they're about to take on there. And then look at this. Did you miss the eyes here? Don't miss the eyes. They look like eyes to me anyway. You've got a little set right here, a set right here, and a set right here, right here, right here. I don't know if you guys spot any others that I missed. Let me know in the comments below. But looks like some sort of shadow creature just lurking there and watching us as we approach this structure. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Right before it cuts away, definitely some sort of creepy shadow creature. Almost looks like an octopus. You can see the tentacles kind of moving here. Watch when we let it play. Whoa, that's creepy, man. Now, we've talked a lot about the variety of our character, and also you got to talk about the variety of the mounts as well. I mean, we've seen birds, we've seen dragons. Now we've seen, what do we have here? I don't know. I don't even know. Some type of horse, goat creature, and even among these creatures, you can see that they have different colorations on them, different patterns. Now, I think this next scene has to be some sort of story moment here. You can see that our rabbit character here now has this shield that matches the emblems that are up here on this adorning the sides of this doorway here. And then these rabbits are all kind of bowing down to us. So I'm not sure if they're kind of wishing us good luck or if we've already accomplished something and now we're on our way out. But right before this shot cuts away, let's play it a little bit here. You can see there's another character here. Now, I wondered if this is some type of blacksmith. It looks like a really large ogre troll type character. You can see there's some weapons here, and then he's got this little bench here. And then behind him, there is a doorway which is open. So possibly that's his area where he makes weapons and stuff for us. But then as we approach, you can see that he looks like he's getting ready to talk to us right there, just before it cuts away. And then just before the trailer ends, they give us one final look, riding a dragon, soaring across this just gorgeous area. You see that mysterious stone structure off in the distance. Man, I know that trailers are designed to get you hyped. What could I say? It worked for me.